Yo, what's up, everybody? It's kind of cold over here in SoCal. Got sweater and beanie on. Finally, it's been freaking hot over here, dude. Like it's still summer, and it's barely starting to feel like it's shifting the weather here into actual winter. Well, a California winter. But yeah, what's up, people? Just wanted to say what's up. There's not much of an update. You know, they filed their briefs at the end of last month. And, you know, it's the same old typical stuff, blah, 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 you know, Jim Crow era laws, you know, Chad Bianco was even on a podcast at Turner's Outdoorsman where they interviewed him, and somewhere around 20 minutes or so around there, he starts talking about CCWs, you know, 23 minutes or whatever, and he still with that same old lame little thing about, well, in the Old West, you turned in your guns and then you came back and they're giving back to you, so there are gun-free zones. Okay, now is that 1791? You know what I mean? Is that where the Bruen decision is you know, implemented there? Because that's his disconnect. That's where he doesn't understand what he's talking about, dude. And someone in the comments even said he sounds like a babbling 3-year-old. You know what I mean? Like, his points are so like mixed up and out there, and he doesn't seem to be very pro Second Amendment, even by the own words out of his mouth. You know what I mean? But I don't understand how so many FUDs just absolutely love him in Riverside County, and if you say anything bad about him, they get upset and they get mad, you know, and because you bring up the fact that he kneeled to BLM and they start trying to say like he was praying or something, like, bruh, you know what I mean? Like, what I seen was not praying. There's plenty of videos out there, and you can look it up for yourself and see for a fact that he's not praying, dude. He's him and his deputies, you know, were told to, you know, bend the knee, and they did. So that's something I would never do. You know what I mean? Shoot, vote me for sheriff or governor, because I guarantee you I would never do that. You know what I mean? I would never kneel to an organization or anyone or anything. You know what I mean? And so, you know, that's just who I am. You know, like, I don't play that game. I don't cater to organizations, even though they seem to be a fraud organization, you know, or even allegedly, or any other stuff like that. So that's one thing. And I also did an interview with John Crump Live. John Crump Live did an interview with me on Rumble. So I don't know if he's put it on YouTube or any other platform or X or whatever, but I don't, you know, use any of those stuff. You know, I'm on X just to try to get the case out. But as soon as I win this case and I don't have to try to get awareness about it anymore, I don't want to be on social media anymore like the way I was in the past. I am going to just totally get off of it and just have like a YouTube channel just to watch videos and stuff like that, you know, just to hang out and, you know, enjoy like I used to in the past, you know. But I had to put myself in the spotlight. I had to come out and start making videos and get the word out, because I couldn't find any help. You know, the usual avenues that you go to help, they're gatekeepers, and they stonewall you. You know, they don't want to help you, man. They don't. They absolutely do not want to help you. They side with the issuing agencies, and that's the issues we're having. And that's exactly why California is in the status it's in, is because the courts and law enforcement and the AG and the governor, they don't fear Second Amendment organizations in California. They do not. And like I said, is because they're all in on it, man. It's like a big old freaking scam, dude. You know what I mean? And they make millions upon millions, okay? When I was running the booth, some guy who was running the booth with me, or like a volunteer that walked up, you know, and they just kind of help out, was telling me that his neighbor passed away and he gave his whole estate to like the NRA. Guns, property, RVs, boats, everything he had went to the NRA. Signed it all away. He didn't have any family or anything to leave it to, so he left it to an organization like that. And that's it. They are like well-organized beggars and grifters, you know what I mean, in my opinion. Because when you got people giving you stuff like that, like their estates and everything, bro, you're on a whole different level of beggar, dude, you know, in my opinion. You are like organized crime status at that point, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, you may be doing illegal, but, you know, it's like, but what are you using the money for? Because you're not using it to fight for the people. You're not using it to strike down unconstitutional laws. No, you're using it for a bigger building. Because if you know the CRPA, move to a bigger building. And because they make so much money, they don't know what to do with it. You know, they said they didn't have money or time to put toward my case because well, we got so many cases and blah, 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 and we like Chad Bianco and we have a monetary gain with him. They could have put that money toward a real case that's going to help California. But look at the cases they handle. The cases they handle are cherry-picked, and they are carefully vetted to make sure that they are not going to get anywhere soon. All of their cases that they handle, it's all like that, dude. It doesn't have to be like that. They play the game and they are in their pockets. Trust me, I've worked alongside these people. I've been in the back rooms. I've sat there and spoke with them, and just the information and the people I hung out with and the things I heard, it's like something ain't right, you know, in my opinion. So, yeah, there's a lot of disturbing things that go on, you know, behind the scenes, even in churches. You know what I mean? I used to be a youth pastor at a church. I used to go to seminary school to be a pastor, and the things I seen at a church turned my stomach. Okay, so think about it. If a church is able and willing to do stuff like that and cricket things, and imagine just a Second Amendment organization, you know, that doesn't have God to fear, doesn't have, you know, anything to look up to, or a higher being to answer to, you know what I mean? It's a free-for-all, you know? So, and, you know, another thing I wanted to talk about was, you know, this whole governor run, you know, like, people are trying to say, oh, well, on the conservative side, all we have is Chad Bianco and Steve Hilton is Booker. No, that's not all we have. You know what I mean? There's other conservatives that are, you know, either write-in candidates that are just don't have the money or whatever. There, you know, there's independents. There's other people out there, you know, and you just gotta look them up. You know, you just gotta to do your research, you know, because all these YouTube channels they're leaning toward one side, you know, too much. It's you know, like the conservatives have their chance, you know what I mean? The Republicans have their chance. They haven't done much for us in California at all, you know what I mean? Even the ones that are in office and are in the seat, they cater to the other side. I'm not political at all. I'm not Republican. I'm not Democrat. I am just common sense. That's it. And I believe, and I think that deep down in my heart that neither side has common sense, because look at, if the Republicans and the conservative have common sense, why are they attracted to Chad Bianco? You know what I mean? Why are they attracted toward that candidate when he's got the worst jails in California, the highest death inmates? He's the sheriff and coroner, so who knows how many other deaths he's slipping underneath the, you know, the thing, which a lot of people are trying to get that overturned and changed also, because it's very rare that a sheriff is also coroner, but in Riverside, that's the way it is. So there's a lot of room for corruption and a lot of room for misinformation. So we got that going on. And then, you know, it's just a big old mess in California. We don't have any good options in California. I mean, look at, you know, Chad Bianco claims to be a Second Amendment advocate. Oh, listen to his thing. I believe everyone that can pass a background check is going to should have a CCW, and you're going to get it in Riverside if you're able to get it. That's not true. He's a liar. Look at my situation. I have an FFL. I have an Arizona CCW. I buy weapons all the time. I passed every background check. But based on his CCW coordinator's little personal opinion about me, because maybe I might be Muslim, right? Right? Why did he bring that up? Why is that such an issue? Because I don't think they like the religion of Islam or Muslim people who practice the Muslim faith and are Islamic. I don't think they're welcomed in Riverside, especially by the Riverside County Sheriff's Department, in my opinion. But just based on what I've experienced with them, you know what I mean? Because why would a CCW, like think about it, okay? You're in a job interview. You're with HR. They sit down there and they look at you and they say, "Are you Muslim?" Think about that. Let that process in your head. If that's not right for an HR person to ask about that and it's improper, why is it open game for a CCW application to be processed and to be approved? Why does he need to know my religion? What the heck is up with that? What's going on here? But yet, there's the Republicans and the conservatives. Oh, Chad Bianco's their only hope for the Second Amendment. No, he's not. That is the biggest lie I've heard, because my case proves it. My case is the one case that's going to show the truth and crack open this whole CCW scheme. Is throwing a monkey wrench in their gear, and they hate me for it. They don't like me. They don't want me to be known or well respected. They're slandering my name, you know what I mean? So let's say if one of these Republican conservative voters are going to go and say, oh, I want to vote for Chad Bianco. And Chad Bianco says something negative, or one of his deputies or one of his sergeants or lieutenants, whatever, say something negative about me, they're going to automatically believe them. So, like I mentioned before, it is a form of character assassination for them to deny your CCW based on just their opinions alone, because how many people have already insulted me and threatened me and told me all kinds of things on not only YouTube, but Reddit and other places, that Chad Bianco gives them away like candy, so there must be something wrong with you if you didn't get one, right? How many people have said that? How many people? That's character assassination. I have an FFL. I have an Arizona CCW. I have never, ever mishandled a weapon in my life. You know what I mean? Never. I've never done anything to bar me or to disqualify me from handling, buying, or carrying weapons. I have an active Arizona CCW. Okay? Think about that. I passed the same exact background check to get the Arizona CCW, but according to Riverside County's local CCW unit, I am not accepted. I don't pass the exam. I don't pass the bar. I don't pass the expectations of what they want a CCW holder to be, or what they believe a free American, doesn't look like me, doesn't speak like me, doesn't have the religion as me. That's what they're trying to say. And there's the Republican Conservative Party over here in Riverside County. Oh, he's the only hole for the Second Amendment. No, he's not. Okay? And, oh, well, he's issued 40,000 permits or whatever it went up to now. 55,000, whatever it is now, okay? I don't even know if those numbers are accurate. And plus, B, because I've got the FOIA request, so I don't even know if those numbers are, he might just be throwing numbers out there. It's more like 45,000 permits right now. And the denials have been going up. And if you want the proof of it, I got the FOIA request. I did the CPRA request, and I've revealed and I showed that the denials are actually going up. So if he's so Second Amendment friendly, why are people like me, law-abiding citizens, getting turned away? Okay, I'll break it down to you right now. It's because there's more money in denials than there is in approvals. Okay? If you get a certain quota and a certain number of people in denials and trying to appeal everything, not only does that make the courts richer and the department richer, they get overtime for showing up to court. It's just a big old scam. The lawyers get money because they're charging the cheapest I found out there is like $5,000 just to start an appeal for your CCW, and you're not even guaranteed to even freaking win. Okay? You're not. Okay? Trust me, because I did the appeal and they lied and made up things about me just to freaking deny me. Okay? So Riverside County CCW unit is not pro Second Amendment. The whole issue, the whole fact that Chad Bianco says that there needs to be permits, and he believes that everyone, every county should be able to permit you, goes to show right there that he's not a Second Amendment sheriff. He wants control on who gets to carry in his county. And if you're Muslim or any other thing that they don't like and don't match their criteria of what they think is a pure, true, free American, okay, they're going to take your rights away from you. And they'll do it after you paid, after you lost money, after you've already showed that you passed a background check, okay? And they'll rob you from all of that, dude. I am tens of thousands of dollars into this process already, okay? Going into federal court and everything. I have wasted my time, my money, my energy. Nobody wanted to help me. Nobody gave me a platform except for John Crum, Toby from Cape Gunworks, and Van Miller. Van Miller interviewed me, and if I missed anyone that did do it, I apologize, because I almost learned there's one more person, but Yankee Marshall. The Yankee Marshal also gave me a platform and interviewed me, and I really appreciate those people, because those are real, true patriots right there that aren't bought off and aren't going with the sponsors told them. Because I'm telling you right now, all these other ones, Guns and Gadgets, 4 Boxes Diner, all those other people like that, they have sponsors, and most likely the sponsors are like Second Amendment organizations, and the Second Amendment organizations are already spreading the word about me. Oh, don't listen to him, he's crazy. Okay, because that Costas Moros guy who used to work at CRPA now is at a federal one, and he's talking crap. I've already heard about him talking crap about me at CRPA, saying I'm crazy and I don't have a chance and blah blah blah. And then he talks to like Second Amendment creators, like Reno May, who all of a sudden now oh, I've heard about this guy, and they start assaulting me. They don't even know who I am. They don't know me. They never spoke to me, but I'm called crazy. And he told me I had a sub 70 IQ. Okay? Those are the insults he shot at me. And for what? I don't know. You know, like, I don't know why he hates somebody he doesn't even freaking know that's trying to overturn the CCW scheme. Oh, wait, I know. It's because he's going to lose a lot of money when the CCW scheme gets overturned. Okay? So I'm telling you, all these people, they have like holdings or they buy stocks in companies that are manufacturing these California compliant parts and everything else like that, and all these other things, and they want the infringements. Okay? There's a lot of people in California that are profiting off infringements. Okay? A lot. And it's got to stop. It's going to stop, because there's going to be a lot more citizens like me, especially if you watch my videos and follow my channel. I motivate you to get out there, do your research, find out how to file a federal lawsuit if you've been denied or if you've been harmed by any unconstitutional law at all, not only CCW, everything. Get out there, file lawsuits, whether it has to be through your county and then escalate it up to the federal thing like I did, or, you know, figure it out. You know, do your research, dude, because I'm telling you, that's the only way things are going to change. That's the only way we're going to get our rights back, because relying on lawyers, relying on Second Amendment organizations are never going to work out for us in our favor. Ever. Okay? Take my freaking word for it. Okay? Because I lived it. I sat there and I literally begged Second Amendment organizations to help me and reach out to me, because I had the exactly like the attorney that's picked up my case, Cam Atkinson, said, your case is such rock solid. Like, dude, this is the best case that we can have towards getting closer towards constitutional carry. And if you look at one of the footnotes, I think it's page 47, and if you look at the footnote of on the page that's labeled 47 in his brief, he mentions how I am one of the most intelligent pro se litigants and conscientious litigants that he's ever met. And I'm very proud that he said that about me, because I worked very hard to put all that together. I worked very hard to go out there and get the money and save up the money and struggle and hardly pay my rent and other things like that, and skip meals and other things like that, just because, you know, I had to get to federal court. I had to get this filed, you know what I mean? So that's the stuff I went through. You know, I didn't have a GoFundMe. I didn't have anything like that, or funding or people paying my way. No, I didn't have it like that, dude. I did it all myself, all the way up to appellate court, federal appellate court, okay? So, you know, people that go around and talk crap, you know, because there's like that guy on Gun Owners Radio that loves to comment, well, what have you done for the Second Amendment? Guess what? They blocked me, okay? Because they don't want people like me that have intelligence and is able to read, okay, to comment on their channel and spread the truth. Because guess what? San Diego gun owners, Riverside gun owners, all those little PACs, those PACs, they've all endorsed Chad Bianco for governor, okay? And why is because he's going to open up a lot more avenues and a lot more ways for these organizations to make more money, because he's in bed with them, okay? That's why they want him for governor. It's not because for your Second Amendment rights, or he's the best candidate for your rights or Second Amendment or for Riverside County. No, it's they will make more money with him as governor, because he's already allowing them to do what they're doing in Riverside County as sheriff. So as governor, right, behind those little backdoor dealings and everything, they're going to make a lot more money, in my opinion. So that's what I think. You know what I mean? That's what I've seen from my point of view, from outside looking in, because just go check out the Open Carry Guy 7.0. He knows, he sees, you know what I mean? Like, he understands that you know, the guy who runs all, you know, that organization in Southern California is up to no good and doing his little games, you know what I mean? And prolonging cases for more billable hours and more, you know, it's frivolous cases, and that's what they handle. They handle frivolous cases, and that's all they want to handle. So yeah, you know, that's what's been going on with me lately. That, and also one more thing I want to talk about was First Amendment auditors. Okay, stay the hell away from the Second Amendment. All right, that's just, you know, nickel worth of free advice, because you're gonna set everything back by what you're doing. Okay, There's a lot of guys out there are walking around with AR-15s, AK-47s, walking past FBI buildings and jails and doing stupid things like that, saying that they're protecting our rights. You're not protecting anything but your wallet, dude, okay? And I'm calling all you guys out, all you freaking idiots out there, dude, the frauding idiots who are just out there for clicks and views and to make people angry. I don't respect you at all. I do not respect you. If you're out there sticking cameras in people's faces, screaming at cops in parking lots and being vulgar and holding signs and dancing around like a clown, you know, like a show in a theater, I don't respect you. I don't. And I just hope you stay the heck away from me, and I'm glad I never got involved with any of these people in the First Amendment auditing community, because it seems to be a shit show and a cesspool of people who are prohibited possessors, felons, and people who are going to catch felonies eventually. So, yeah. Shout out to the Open Carry Guy 7.0. He's out of Arizona. He's a great guy. Makes good videos and common sense videos talking about open carry. I'm the concealed carry guy, he's the open carry guy, and we collaborated, and you know, we got each other's backs. You know, we're trying to make it happen out here, just between two normal men in society that just love our rights and just want the American culture to flourish and to maintain and to go on. You know what I mean? But you know, oh, there's Jen. Say hi to Jen, everybody. Look at Jen. She's got a neurological disorder, so she has a little tick, and she ticks like that, but you know, she's not in pain or anything, and she has a happy life. She chases chickens and turkeys and loves rounding them up, and because she's a herding breed, so she loves to be out there running in the field and being on the farm and just doing her shepherd stuff, you know what I mean? So she's very loving, she's very kind. She still has a little issue with jumping on people. She gets a little excited, but she's working on it, and she just wants love. That's it. And she wants to play with every other dog, and she's just, you know, she's a nice dog. So say hi to Jen, and you know, just send positive vibes for her, because you know, she's got that tick, and I know it probably bothers her. Who knows, maybe she's used to it. I don't know. She's lived with it, I guess, all her life. So I love her to death, and she's my little dog. So she's the one I make songs for. She's the one I sing to, and I don't know, maybe I'm weird for that, but I just love to do it. I love her company. I love taking her everywhere with me. She's like my little Velcro dog, and yeah, she's cool. So, all right, peeps, that'll probably do it for this video. Thank you all for who supported me. Go ahead and take a look at my video on John Crump Live, and tell him that, you know, Cheeky Fella sent you, and thank you all. Thanks for your support, because I've only got like 380 subscribers, and I'm not out for subscribers. I'm not out for clicks or views or get monetized or anything like that. Don't worry about any of that, man. I'm okay. I'll make it. You know what I mean? I'm fine in life. You know, like, I'm not rich. You know, I am not struggling. I'm just okay. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just like everyone else, just a couple of paychecks away from being homeless. You know what I mean? So don't worry about me, people, about that, because I don't need money. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want your money. If anything, you know, like the only reason why I have that give, send, go is because I'm trying to help Cam Atkinson, the attorney who picked up my case, because he's got the legal litigation fund for the constitutional carry for the all throughout the United States. So if you want to give money to him, because he's the one that is actually doing all the work, not the Second Amendment organization. So all that money you're about to donate to Second Amendment organizations, just give it to his give, send, go, and I guarantee you'll see results, because he you know, took action and jumped up and helped me out. So, you know, I'll just kind of get to my security gate here. Security guard waved at me. So, all right, peeps, take care. I will try to make more videos, but like I said, I'm not a content creator. You know what I mean? I'm not out to get clicks and views. I post stuff. I make funny memes and make fun of Chad Bianco kneeling in BLM and his horrible policies. But like I said before, I don't hate the man. I don't hate him as a man. I'm just calling out his performance as a sheriff in my county and where I live at, and I'm his constituent, so he needs to answer to me. So that's all I'm saying. You know, I'm not anti-law enforcement. I'm anti-corruption of law enforcement. So everyone out there, even the auditors, the cops, everyone out there that's doing it right and has a kind heart and a pure heart and is doing it for the right reasons, I applaud you. I respect you. And, you know, just keep doing your thing. So, all right, peeps. I appreciate you tuning in and listening to my little stuff. But, you know, I'm only using the tools that are available to me. You know, I don't have a lot of money. I am not rich. So, all right, people. Take care. And love each other, be kind to each other, have a sane, prudent, moral mind, and always try to be better than what you were yesterday. You know what I mean? And anyway, mentally, physically, spiritually, all that, okay? Learn, keep reading, keep getting better. All right, peeps.